Hello YouTube, welcome to Mrscoystyle. My name is Kawana. I thank you so much for joining me here on my channel where I speak about style. I do some hauls, some reviews, and every now and again I sprinkle in a little bit of luxury. So if that is something that interests you, I certainly hope that you would continue watching today's video and consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that bell notification so that you never ever miss one of my videos. So for today's video, I'm sharing why I did not buy any bags for the entire year of 22. The last bag that I purchased was actually in April of 21. I did not purchase any bags. I rarely looked at any bags for the entire year. And I want to just go through kind of what my mind state was and the reasons why I decided not to purchase. And, you know, maybe it'll be cathartic for me to talk about it, or perhaps it'll even be helpful to you all as viewers to just help maybe curb your spending if you're thinking about spending, or make you think about making purchases that you won't regret, like more intentional towards your purchases. So I don't want to drag it. If you've seen my videos before, sometimes I drag things. I get a little tongue-tied. I get all over the place. That happens. But I kind of came up with the idea to do this video because it is the end of the year. We spend a lot of time thinking about things that we accomplished versus things that, you know, start thinking about New Year's goals and those kind of things. My last video was my least used bags of the year. And when I got to talking about it, I said, my least used bags, my top 5 least used bags of the year, 4 out of the 5 I had not even carried for the entire year. So you tend to wonder, why purchase something and not use it at all for 365 days? Like, you bought something that you didn't use. So it's not like it was a pair of snow boots and I moved from Antarctica to Hawaii and there was no reason to use the snow boots. Everything is usable. So why didn't I use it? Let's delve into the reasons why I think I didn't use my bags. So I made a list, so I had to put the glasses on. You know what? You guys are going to come for me. Let me make sure that these lenses are cleaned so I don't have to hear about the fingerprints that are on your lenses that I actually can't even see. Let me hook it up so I can see you and you can see me clearly. So these are the reasons why I haven't used my bags, as well as why I haven't purchased new bags. Number one, and this is in no specific order, but I noticed that I hadn't been swapping out my bags. I hadn't really been using my bags. Whether it was because of the pandemic, I don't think so. I don't know, because I've never really been a big bag swapper, but it minimized. I mean, it even became less swapping out when the pandemic happened. But yeah, I just noticed that I really wasn't rotating. I wasn't swapping them out. I wasn't using them. So I think about things like lifestyle changes. What changed? I didn't work from home. I still went out into public. I didn't really encounter a great deal of changes in my life, in my social setting, in the things that I was doing, in the way that I was moving. I just noticed that I was caring less about coming into this space and deciding what items to transfer into whatever bags. I just kept carrying my Longchamp bag faithfully every single day. So I wasn't swapping out my bags. And so I said, why the heck would I buy new bags if I'm not even using the bags that I already have? Number one reason, think about what you have before you buy new things. Yeah, got you. I got you. We got each other. What are the reasons kind of for not swapping out my bags? I would say in some ways, I don't want my bags to get ruined. I mean, I don't want to worry about things like color transfer. I don't want to worry about a lambskin bag and getting caught in the rain or someone spilling something on it. I am not a worry-free person. I worry about so much. I worry about everything all of the time, and carrying a bag that is, in my opinion, a significant amount of money that could potentially be damaged. Something might happen to it. It just causes me a lot of stress and worry. And so I know that I'm a big babyer of my bags. I want to always ensure that they are kept in pristine condition, free of all kinds of the elements or anything that can be disruptive. I just don't want it near me. And since there are so many things that are out of my control, it leads me to say, let me just keep that baby home. Let me just let my kids stay home in their closet on their shelves so that I ain't got to worry about that. And if you want to know some of the things that I try to prevent from happening to my bags, I'll do a video about that, like different ways that you can ensure that you maintain the longevity of your bags. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna do a video on that. That's gonna come. Like how do you take care of your bags? And you might say, well, Kawana, you're no expert because you're saying that you know these things, yet you're still not carrying your bags. It's a whole different conversation. Let's open it up down in the comments. But yeah, I know that many say that if you're not using something, just get rid of it. If you're not carrying your bags, get it out of there. Swap it out. Get something else that perhaps you would prefer to have, something else that you would use. I struggle with selling things. It took me a long time to get to a place to be able to buy things. And this may sound like a kind of, lack of a better way to say it, but like a piss poor excuse. But people have their reasons for feeling the way that they do, and you should never tell someone that they're wrong for feeling as they do. It just is what it is for me. I really so I think about it from a couple of things, right? Am I going to wake up one day and say, "Oh man, I wish I had that bag to carry with this"? I think about how some bags actually maintain their value. Not really maintain, but when I think about something like Chanel, a classic flap that 5 years ago may have been $5,000 and now it's $8,000. So essentially you can still get $5,000 for it if you've taken care of it. Why would I get rid of that? Like I'm actually throwing out money potentially should something happen that was an emergency and perhaps I had to sell off my bags. I hope that that never happens. But there are so many reasons that I think could add to having seller's remorse. I've only ever sold one bag in my history of actually purchasing bags or being gifted bags, and that was my Chloe Marcy bag. I'll insert a picture. And I decided that I needed to let this bag go because I rarely ever carried it. I thought of myself as a non-hobo style kind of bag carrier. I'm going to do a video all about that as well. What's your bag style? Because I thought that the Chloe Marcy just wasn't my bag style and I had to let that go. I sold it during the pandemic. Cut to no lie, I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. I had no regrets at all about selling that bag until yesterday when I was watching a video. I'll insert it. Is something is Brown Girl Chi, very stylish girl. I believe that she works for Coach, influencer, just really fabulous, phenomenal style. And I'm watching her video and she does a cutaway to her wearing an outfit, a recent outfit, and there she is with the Chloe Marcy bag. And I'm like, oh my gosh, where's my Chloe Marcy bag? Now I don't have my bag anymore. So now I'm having remorse about something that I sold about 2 years ago that I didn't care about until I was influenced now by Brown Girl Chi that perhaps I need to bring that back, knowing that I'm not a hobo style carrier. I say all of that to say, let's say that I get rid of one of my Chanel bags back here or even a pair of red bottom shoes. Let's say I go ahead and sell it and I get some money and I go and I buy something else that I may or may not wear because there's no guarantees that I will. So like, I don't want to have any regrets. I bought it for a reason. I need to bring those reasons back. Let's run those reasons back as to why I got it in the first place. And I'm going to actually start using some of these things. So, yeah. Um, what's this video about? Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be why I haven't purchased bags in 22. So yeah, that's one of the reasons because I haven't really carried many of the things that I have. And so I recognize that I'm not even using those bags. So I'm not going to sell something to bring something else in. It's just not going to happen. So it just really made me curb my spending habits because I started thinking a little bit more about what I have, what I'm buying, and why I made the purchases that I've already purchased. Are you with me still? So in thinking about other ways that I could spend my money during 22 rather than making luxury purchases or luxury bag purchases to be specific, I thought I kind of I kind of want to invest more in perhaps ready to wear. Maybe I would like to have me, a nice Fendi jacket. Maybe I want to purchase more scarves, more sweaters, things that would last longer. Maybe elevate myself on the luxury stairwell, get away from the bags and the shoes, because I'm really not utilizing those things anyway. So I'm thinking, what could I actually spend that money on? So this is not me deciding not to invest in any luxury or designer. It's a matter of what luxury and designer pieces I want to invest in. So rather than just jump out and go and buy various things, I wanted to, sit and marinate on that for a while and say, now, if I do go and buy let's say, a Fendi jacket or a Fendi blazer or something, am I going to feel the same way that I feel about the bags? Is this something that I'm going to get my cost per wear out of? Is this something that I'm actually going to wear? Maybe I'll put that money into buying something for my home. Maybe I'll put that money into, it could be any number of things, but where else can I divert that money was one of the reasons that one of the was one of the things that I considered when not buying other bags and shoes. Another thing that prevented me from making purchases in 22 is that I started to think about how heavily influenced I have been to make purchases, how I will see someone with something, or something will have a new drop, something brand new will come. Let's think Fendace. I was all over Fendace. I absolutely loved that whole swap collaboration, the whole thing that they did. And I had to think about, number one, where were my coins at that particular time? I want to say they were coins. There was no paper. There was no swiping. It was a matter of, yo, Kawana, can you even afford it? And you always find a way to afford the things you really want. It's that whole growth mindset. Different video. Okay, let me get back again. So a lot of things dropped. We had everybody running and getting the sequin Fendi baguette. We had the Fendi Sunshine tote. We had the big YSL tote bag that came out that was all over everywhere. So there was a lot of temptation for other people, and I guess even for myself, but I realized that I like to dress sort of in a trendy way, almost like athleisure, street style, very casual. So in my casual style of dressing, I actually like more classic style bags, I notice. And if something's just dropping now, I don't know that it's going to be a classic. And I can't absolutely tell you that if something isn't hitting hard anymore, if it's not as popular, or if it's outdated, that I'm still so inclined to wear it. I don't know. I kind of wear what I like, but at the same time, I think when I see too much of something, it does become too much for me, and so I don't want it. So I'm focusing a lot on what are classics versus what are trends. What am I still going to want to see 20 years from now, 15 years from now, or even 5 years from now? So we're talking about thousands of dollars invested in bags. Is this a classic or is it a trend? And I saw a lot of trends in 2022 that I'm busting down $4,000 and more for. It's not going to happen. But at the same time, I'm not going to spend $7,000 or more for a Chanel classic flap either. So you got to find that happy medium between what you like, what you love, and what your future self is going to love as well. Unless you're a person who is comfortable selling your items, swapping them out and doing that thing, which I'm not. So that was another one of the reasons that I did not purchase bags in 22. Another consideration that I had is that I noticed that since I typically gravitate towards classic bag styles, classic bag colors, that I was very much in need for pops of colors, things that were a bit more of interest in terms of shapes and sizes and those kind of things. And I thought, well, why does it have to be luxury? Why can't I invest in a bag from Aldo or from Steve Madden or from any other, more affordable brand? Why does it have to be a a Chanel or a Louis Vuitton or anything that has any designer name or luxury name label. It doesn't have to be. You can pretty much achieve so much more by spending less. I'm going to really have to think about that one, but that was one of my thought processes, that I didn't have enough variety in my bag collection. And that's not to say that when I purchase anything luxury that I wouldn't gravitate towards a color if the color was right, or if it was a color that I loved, or that a color that I could afford. I just wanted to have more options for my outfits and swap out more and more. So I could certainly afford to go and buy a pink bag, a green bag, a yellow bag, and a purple bag from Aldo, Steve Madden, any other brands, right? But I can't go get a purple, a green, a yellow, and any other color if I was, even at a pre-loved site shopping for Hermes, or shopping for Chanel, or shopping for Bottega Veneta. So, I'm not able to incorporate enough variety of colors and styles by investing in luxury bag purchases. Did that make sense? It made sense to me. I hope it made sense to you. And finally, I didn't make I didn't make any luxury purchases of bags in 22 because I simply, I just couldn't afford it. I want to say I couldn't. I did not need to afford it. There was nothing that I felt that I had to have. Where I continued to take my mind was to what I already own and how I can actually start utilizing and using what I already own. And possibly at some point, and I don't think it'll happen, but thinking about being able to let things go if I'm not using them. And that is so far in the rearview mirror, but I did also need to, it is something that I do need to consider, because it is something to think about, right? Why hold on to things if you're not using them? I know I gave my rationale for that. Do you also struggle with that? If there's something that you're holding on to that you haven't used for years and years, and please share with me down in the comments why you haven't let that go. I'm sure that I'm not a party of one when it comes to that. So with that being said, I guess the question would be, are there any items that I'm looking to purchase in 23? There are still gaps that I would like to fill, even though I haven't used a lot of the things that, a lot of the bags that I have. Stay tuned, because my most used bag video is coming. My least used bags video was prior to this one, but I will go ahead and link that below. But I'm pretty sure the next one will be the most used, and so I'll be talking a little bit more about why they were the most used, and will they be the most used moving forward. I'll just listen. I'm always going to be talking about something. Subscribe and hit the bell notification if you want to hear what it is I'm going to be talking about. So another video that's also coming is going to be bags that I haven't purchased, that will very likely be coming from pre-loved. I'm a big proponent of purchasing pre-loved. I'm all about the sustainability of it. I'm all about, circling the environment, even though once it gets here, it stays here. But I like knowing that it came from, another person or people who may have used it. So I'm all about the pre-loved. I also like the fact that you can typically buy pre-loved items for less. There's a lot of positive reasons, and I'm going to actually do a video about that too, why I purchased pre-loved. But anyway, I hope that this video was helpful to you. It was certainly helpful to me. I think it was, or I'll know for sure when I watch it back. But yeah, let me know if you have any what you purchased in 22, how you feel about making purchases moving forward. Do you have any regrets? Anything? Let's just get a dialogue going about this whole money spending thing, just about spending habits in general. So I thank you all so much for watching today's video. Do not forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you never miss any of my videos moving forward. Everything I shared in this video and every one of my videos is me to a C. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.